sorry, I can't talk about it now, not with her sitting there. There's not much I can do about it now.
Why can't you take her to a posh hotel for a couple of nights? Give her a treat.
She wouldn't wear it, love. We just have to vacate the premises till she moves back to London.
I see. There's nought I can do about it, is there? You just sling me out, and you can't even talk to me about it in case your wife misses you for half a minute. Oh, I know. I'm being a pain, getting above myself, wanting to be treated like a human being. You did say you wanted water with your whiskey, did you, sir?
What was all that about?
Eh? What?
Friendly Northern Barwade?
Oh, Bet. Well, you know what it's like. Attempt to keep the change once or twice. Next thing you know, you got their life story.
I'd have thought in her case it wouldn't bear repeating.
Oh, Bet? Nah, she's a nice girl, is Bet.
A girl? Not for a long time, love.
Well, she's had a very tough time, is Bet. She's had a very hard life one way and another.
All right, she's lovely. If you like bottle blondes.
Sounds like a right as your father to me. Who does he think you are to be kicked out of your own home just like that?
Exactly.
Well, look, I can put you up in the back bedroom of my house if you like.
What, and have you saying I told you so, and what did you expect every 5 minutes?
Oh, I wouldn't.
But you'd be thinking it then, right?
Well, the offer's there, love.
I know, and I appreciate it, Betty, honestly. Getting your eyes full, are you, Hilda?
Where's she stopping then? Number 5. All going to be under the same roof, are you?
Yeah, why not? It could be interesting, that, eh?
You're not.
Yourself.
It's all right, I mean, no, you see, they get the plywood and bend it up, and then they put the columns around.
Excuse me?
Oh, do us a favour, would you? Could we have the same again?
Certainly, Mr. Baldwin. Aren't you going to introduce me to your wife?
Eh? Oh, yeah. And this is Bet Lynch.
How do you do?
Fine, Tar. Have you been up here before?
No, never. It's very different, isn't it?
Different to what?
Well, different from London.
Oh, aye. Back in a jiffy cup.
Didn't really want to have a drink.
Oh, you might as well. I've got to pop across the road for 5 minutes. I've got to find a fella in Leeds.
Well, can't it wait till tomorrow?
No, darling, he's a rep. He's on the road all day, so I'll phone him at home in the evening. Look, you look after the drinks, and then we'll pop out for a nice meal somewhere, eh?
For 5 minutes and no longer, this place is beginning to fall a bit.
That's for the drinks.
Is he coming back?
What do you think? Keep the change.
Thanks.
I like your perfume.
Thanks very much.
I never wear it myself. I find it tends to cling to everything. Clothes and furniture and so on.
Probably. That's why it's called Forever.
Is that about right for Mike, you know?
A bit more.
You do your job well, don't you? Tell you something else that clings to everything. Long blonde hairs.
Are you trying to say something?
I'm not stupid, you know. I knew Mike had got somebody up here. It is you, isn't it?
Is it?
Oh, come on, sweetie.
I don't know what to say.
I shouldn't say anything. Let Mike do all the talking. I mean, I should go and sit down and have a nice drink if I were you. You've gone a bit pale.
Hello. Can you do me a favour, Renee?
I'll try.
Is there any chance of me stopping in that flat of yours for a couple of nights? If there's not, it don't matter. Something's come up, I think is the expression.
Yes, of course you can, love. Whatever has happened?
In a nutshell, Mrs. Baldwin's turned up.
She has.
Look, I'm on about Bet, right? And Mike Baldwin, and that lady over there who just happens to be his wife. Now, Bet told me in confidence, well, not exactly in confidence, but sort of private like, that they're all three going to be spending the night under the same roof. What do you make of it?
I don't make anything of it.
Why not?
Because Bet's moving out of number 5, that's why not. And I don't see what it's got to do with you in the first place.
Are you sure about that?
I'm positive, Hilda.
Oh, yeah, well, just my little joke. Ta-ra.
Ta-ra. Did you get fixed up, lovey?
Yeah, I can stay at Rena's for a couple of nights. Betty, you don't mind me not coming in with you, do you?
No, not at all. Sure she knows about you and Mike.
Oh, yeah. She more or less came straight out with it and said so, yeah.
What did she say?
Well, she said, are you Mike's girlfriend? I could hardly say no, could I? But she seemed so flaming cool about it. As though she thought the whole thing were funny. I mean, I've had my face slapped by women in my time. I've even had some of my hair pulled out. But I've never had one who said, so you're his bit of fluff, and just sat there.
Well, perhaps it's one of them trendy marriages. You know, you go your way, I'll go mine. Full of understanding, you know.
I just think she's a very cool customer.
Right. I hope.
Can I have a word, love?
Yes.
Is Mike coming back for that drink, or isn't he?
I've no idea.
Well, what did he say to you just now?
When?
I'm not an idiot. I mean, he slips out with some excuse about making a phone call. And a couple of minutes later, you slip out as well. Now, I don't know what you've been cooking up, but I would like to know if he's going to come back and face the music, or whether I've got to go looking for him.
Look, Mrs. Baldwin, I have no idea where your husband is, and I certainly didn't go out to meet him just now. But what's so flaming funny?
What did you just say? My husband? You've got to be joking. Is that what he told you? That... My God, he's a cunning...
Are you trying
little...
to tell me that you're not married? You're not his wife?
I'm in the same boat as you are, my love. A friend, companion, mistress, housekeeper. Everything except wife.
But the kids, what about his kids?
Not his, they're mine. The kids were on the scene a long time before Mike appeared. He's like a father to them, sort of. But he's not their dad.
All this time he's been laughing himself sick telling me he's married. Oh, my God.
I'll tell him what you think of him, shall I?
No. You tell him what you think of him. I'll tell him what I think of him later.
Be my guest.
There's a good girl.
Hello. You're an early bird.
Yeah, I can't stop. I've got this worm to catch.
Oh, well, I hope you don't mind me mentioning it, but you've got lipstick on your teeth.
Have I?
Sam.
All right.
Yeah. No, I just thought I'd mention it in case you wanted to make a strong impression on this particular worm.
I don't know about strong impression, love. Strong impact, more like.
Sounds fascinating. Don't eat your mittens. I've told you once.
Hiya. Hey, sorry I'm late. Two of my lads didn't turn up. Anyway, worth waiting for. Read all about it.
About what?
It's all in there. Inquest on Janet Barlow. Says Ken wasn't to blame. I mean, I know we know that, but it's nice for him to see it in print. See you anyway.
Okay.
Draw, love. Not that one, Hilda. Weatherfield Gazette, page 7.
Oh.
Catching up on world events, Hilda?
No, I'm looking for this report on the Inquisition.
Inquest. Ken's wife. It's all in the papers this morning.
Oh, come on then. Let's all have a cheap thrill.
Look, do you mind? It's just friendly concern, is this? Nothing more, nothing less. All right, here we are. Here it is. Our wife killed herself with a drug overdose while her husband was in the house, a Weatherfield inquest was told yesterday. Mrs. Janet Barlow, aged 34, was found dead by her husband Kenneth at his home in Coronation Street, Weatherfield, when he went to take her a morning cup of tea. Mr. Barlow told the coroner that he and his wife had been living apart, but she had been staying with him at the time of her death. The pathologist, Mr. Howard Coates, said that his post-mortem examination showed that Mrs. Barlow had swallowed a considerable quantity of
Oh, come here. Where is it?
There, look.
Oh, barbiturates. It's like a sleeping pill, you know.
What did Judge have to say?
They don't have judges at inquests.
Oh, all right. Coroner, whatever he is.
The coroner, Dr. George Armstrong, said Mrs. Barlow was clearly a lonely and unhappy woman, but it is equally clear that no one realised the extent of her depression.
Well, I don't see as that takes any of the blame off Ken. I mean, that's as good as saying Ken should have cottoned on.
Shut your face, Hilda. What else, Betty?
Mr. Barlow has no reason to reproach himself Before the night of his wife's death, he had not seen her for several months, and he was in no position to judge her state of mind. He had no idea that his wife had sleeping tablets in her possession, and she apparently gave no warning of her intention to take an overdose. Verdict suicide.
Well, the balance of the mind was disturbed.
Don't say that, eh?
Oh, that's what they always do say, though, isn't it? And who disturbed it, eh? Balance of her mind.
You're disturbing the balance of my mind, Hilda. The cabaret's over now, love, so go on, get on with your cleaning.
Feeling any better?
Not a lot.
I thought I was back in favour.
Look, you can tell Bet, whatever her name is, that she can pack her bags and shove off. Then I might just forgive you. I'll think about it. Oh, this place still reeks of her scent.
It shouldn't do. Got rid of half a can of air freshener in here last night.
God, it serves you right. When are you going to tell her?
In my own time. I want to let down gently. I don't want to hurt.
Don't let her talk you into anything.
Don't trust me very much, do you?
Mike, is it surprising? Look, when we agreed not to live in each other's pockets, I didn't mean you could go setting up another house on the side.
Well, it just sort of happened, that's all.
I mean, I don't expect you never to look at another woman. I know you like women. I don't blame you. But what I can't accept is all the lies and deceptions and just using people as though they've been put on this earth for your convenience. And that's what you're doing with Bet.
No. No, I'm very fond of Bet. I'd never have shacked up with her if I wasn't. No, I'm not going to pretend that she's the love of my life either. I had to tell her I was married. Beneath all that breeziness, she's a very lonely woman. Oh, I could see a mile off that all she wanted was a husband to make an honest woman of her, but it wasn't going to be me. Not if I could help it. So she's had a boyfriend. A nice house that she could do up the way she wanted. A few new clothes, a few laughs. That's what it's all about.
But now it's over.
Now it's over.
Because I'm telling you, Mike, it's her or me.
Yeah. Well, the first order you can have tomorrow. Come in. Yeah, what I'm telling you. Right. The extra shirts. Yeah, no way. Well, if you want to try elsewhere, you're quite welcome to try elsewhere. Well, I don't know, about a week to 10 days. Right. Okay. Told him that last week. If he'd have made a firm order, he'd have had them by now. It's typical, that. Hello, Ben.
Are you listening now?
Yeah, but I'm a bit busy. I've got a few things on, yeah.
You are a lousy, stinking rat, Baldwin. I've met a lot of rats in my life. In fact, I spend my time waiting for the next rat to come out of the next sewer. But you are the biggest, dirtiest rat to date.
Is that it?
It just about sums up the way I feel, yes.
You know your trouble, don't you, Ben? You like rats. If you didn't like rats, you wouldn't be interested in me. No, you'd be going out with some nice fella. Take you to the cinema, hold your hand. Wouldn't upset you, wouldn't break your heart. But you're not interested. Do you know why? I'll tell you. I'll tell you what turned you on about me, shall I? I was a gamble. You didn't know if I was going to meet you when I said I'd meet you. You didn't even know if I'd turn up at all. You didn't know if we had a future together. You weren't all that bothered, really. Do you know why? Because you had a bit of cash being spent on you. Flashy bloke to go around with. That's all you wanted. That's all any of them ever want, come to think of it.
You're so wrong.
No. I don't think so.
I knew I couldn't have love, Mike. But I was ready to settle for honesty. Why? Why did you have to tell me you were married? To stop me getting ideas, was that it?
Some women do get ideas.
You know, you make me sick.
I'm sorry. But you went into it with your eyes open.
That's true. But I might as well have been blind.
Ah, well, that's the way it goes, isn't it? You win a few, you lose a few. Do you know what I mean?
You know, it really is too bad of Bet disappearing again like this. Yeah, well, it was rather important, Mrs. Walker, what she got to sort out. I know. Of course, it's most unfortunate. Mrs. Baldwin turning up like this was bound to happen sooner or later, and Bet should have considered it in the first place. All the same, I suppose it's not one's place to make judgments in these matters. No, Mrs. Walker. Still, I do think that Bet could have organised herself a little better.
If that's who I think it is, you better nip upstairs. It could be embarrassing.
Not for me.
Oh, come on, please.
Well, remember, it's her or me, all right?
All right. I'm not going to just chuck her in the gutter. She does live here, you know.
Not anymore, Mike. Is it convenient for me to find out if I've still got a roof over my head? I can come back later if you'd rather.
Now, is this going to be a reasonable discussion, or is it going to be another slanging match?
I'm trying to be reasonable. Although God knows I've got every reason to smash your lousy face in.
You know, I didn't think you'd take it as hard as you have done. I mean, you're tough, you know the score. So how come all the squawking?
I hoped. What else do you think keeps people like me going? We hope. We hope that one day we'll meet somebody who won't lie and cheat and pretend that they care when all they really want's a willing tart. I've been kicked in the teeth often enough. That doesn't come as a surprise. But it doesn't stop it hurting.
I never meant to hurt you, Bet. Just seemed the easiest way to arrange things.
Never meant to hurt me? What the hell did you think you were doing?
Oh, well, you know, I mean, we had a good time. You know the score. Anyway, I've been with Anne for a long time now. You wouldn't trust me anymore, would you?
You're so cheap, Mike. So flaming cheap.
I'm going to London with Anne for a while. When I get back, I want you out of here. And all your gear, understand?
Oh, no, love. You don't get rid of me as easily as all that. I live here.
I mean it, Bet. Anne, come on, we're going.
Leave it, love, I'll shut it.
Ta.
Oh, I hate you dropped this.
Oh, Ta.
You can always stop again, you know. You're welcome if ever.
If Baldwin throws me out, no chance. As far as that house is concerned, I'm like the Rock of Gibraltar, unmovable.
Yeah, well, good luck, love.
Try. And thanks again, Renee.
Ta-da.
Hey, can you manage that?
I think so, Elsie.
Yeah, well, what are you going to do when you get to your front door?
See? I had key in my hand before I set off. I think of everything, mate.
You hope.
Possession's 9/10 of the law, don't they reckon? See you, Elsie.
See you.
Somebody's happy.
Well, I wouldn't have thought when you reached Elsie's age you'd want reminding of birthday.
I can see it's not been your day.
It hasn't. It's not been my year so far. Like the last one and the one before that.
Right, now you got them. Let's see if you can get them down yet.
Oh, no trouble when you get it on. Your capacity increases. The booze, I mean.
Half a bottle of gin? She's anybody.
Full bottle. Cheers.
Cheers,
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Many happy returns. I didn't know it was your birthday.
Oh, well, the trouble with living round here, Mrs. Walker, is too many people realise it is my birthday.
Well, may I be permitted to join in the festivities by buying you a drink?
Why not?
Hey, it's an occasion, is this? The last time Annie bought a drink was VE Day.
Now, you know perfectly well that's not true, Len.
Why does nobody laugh when I make jokes?
Because you're not funny.
Get us a hand drink, will you, Fred?
Yes.
Don't worry, dear. It's not all downhill. There are many advantages to getting on in years.
Oh, yes, and I've got 'em all. Sciatica, rheumatism, gout.
No, seriously, if you want to stay in the flat, it's there. I'll be glad of your company. But if you want it on a regular basis, I mean, I'll have to charge. There's nothing out of the way.
Look, I've gone into this, and that's furnished accommodation. And as a tenant, I've got my rights.
That's right. If you're the tenant.
But that's what I am, a tenant in furnished accommodation.
Yeah, but are you?
What are you talking about?
You there is his housekeeper, aren't you? I mean, at least you were.
So?
So, if he claims that you're not the tenant, but an employee, well, you don't have the same protection, do you? Or at least I don't think so.
Oh, you're a big help.
There we are, dear. Don't want your hands getting all rough and red, do we?
The best way of doing that, Mrs. Walker, is to get Hilda in doing her job.
Oh, no, dear, no. I've gone after that woman for the last time. If she doesn't come in future, we will do the cleaning between us, and she'll lose a day's pay.
Did you say we'll do it between us?
Well, I am going round the living room with the dust, and I have sacrificed my gloves. We truly are partners in adversity, dear, aren't we?
Some partners. We'll see if she offers me Hilda's wage for today.
No chance.
I shall ask for it.
You know, I've been thinking, Bet. There's enough of us here to form the branch of a union, you know.
What union?
Well, I don't know. It'd be the hotel and catering trade, something like that, wouldn't it?
You mean two of us?
Well, there's Betty.
Oh, a natural-born blackleg if I've ever seen one. Especially after last time we crossed swords with Mrs. Walker about paying conditions.
She really marked your cards for fairly at that time, didn't she?
You know, I could do with a bit of union help at home myself. Do they have one that looks after housekeepers?
Not your sort, though.
You know, you're altogether too spry this morning, Frederick. I shall lamp you with this mop if you're not careful.
Well, I got a nod and a wink last night from that customer, didn't I? You know, that big redhead with the arthritis.
Oh, yes, she's married to that big miner.
He's in bed in with a bad back.
Far heck, Fred, you're getting desperate.
True. I say, are you still hanging on in that house you're in?
Of course I am. If flaming Baldwin wants me out, he'll have to throw me out physically.
He might, I know.
Good heavens, I didn't think you'd make it front pump with that.
Neither did I.
So were you sitting in for something?
I'm exhausted, aren't I?
It's only dinner time. Ah, I see. Been gathering new rosebuds while ye may, have we?
I've been cleaning this flipping place.
Well, that's not your job.
You know that. I know that. Mrs. Walker doesn't know that. Like she doesn't know a lot of things, like I'm a human being.
Coping, are you, Bet? Good. One thing about hard work, it's very invigorating, isn't it? I find it so. Anyway, I'm cooking you a nice lean lamb chop, dear, so when things get quieter, just come through. I'm having mine now, actually. I'm famished. Miss Bradshaw.
Mrs. Walker?
She takes your breath away, doesn't she? She really believes that there's her and the rest of us. She's not being condescending, right? She really believes it.
Perhaps she does have some blue blood in her.
I reckon Bonnie Prince Charlie left his mark on her family as he passed through Clitheroe on his way to Bannockburn.
God, don't tell her that.
Think I'm daft. Right, I'm off.
That were quick. You made me feel all right, Barfly, and I've only been here half an hour.
Well, I've got something I want to do.
Anything interesting?
You'd laugh if I told you. I could do with a laugh. All right, I'll give you a laugh. I popped in Lens this morning to take him a wedding present for their Stanley. Getting married today. And you should have seen their house. It just looked as if he'd had squatters in. So I thought I'd tidy up a bit for him while he were in Nottingham. You, tidy up for Len? After that stroke he pulled on us, kidding us he were injured? I know, I want me bumps felt. For it won't be nice driving all the way back from Nottingham, coming home to a house like that.
Ah.
Oh, shut up, it won't. See you.
She thinks more about Len than she cracks on, if you ask me.
You know, we're daft. Why do we bother with them? Why don't we form our own exclusively female society and just Shanghai one or two occasionally, just to keep the world going round, because we deserve all we get?
Now, you've not been thrown out yet, but I would see a solicitor. I really would.
I've thought about it, but I haven't got the heart today, or the strength.
Never thought they'd be daft enough to go and do it.
I mean, a brick on a rope. How primitive can you get?
Oh, I'd love to have seen Hilda's face when that brick landed at her feet.
Aye, might say it nearly crowned her.
Oh, don't. You give me belly.
Hey!
What?
You do realise you're laughing, don't you?
Of course I do.
It's the first time you've laughed all day.
Well, I've had nought to laugh at, have I?
Well, didn't you get Hilda's wage?
Did I, Heck? All I got was a shrivelled up lamb chop, 2 burnt potato cakes, a piece of soap she said were cheese, and the inevitable special sherry. Here you are, my dear, she said. Much better to break bread together and enjoy a glass, rather than get involved in sordid discussions about money. I was done for, weren't I?
Oh, you let her get away with murder, you would.
I know I do. I've met my match. There's no I can do. It's as if I've been hypnotised.
By a snake.
No, you said that, Fred.
You know, I didn't mean it.
Still, she's least of me worries.
What's happening about the house?
Well, Rini reckons I should see a solicitor. Somebody else has said get locks changed.
If I were you, I'd stick it out. Call his bluff.
Yeah. Suppose he's not bluffing.
Oh, by the heck, who got you ready? You look as if you'd fell out of one of them Wild West saloons.
Shut up, Hilda. I'd still look better than you do if I slept in edge all night.
Floozy.
Oh, yeah. Charlotte. Oh, Lord lovers, and I thought I looked rough in the morning. Have you just got up, or haven't you been to bed?
Don't you start. Give us a packet of tea, Rini, love. It might just save me life. That's if I'm not already dead.
Oh, I think the air of the dog might not come amiss. Like half a bottle of whiskey drunk neat.
I haven't got hangover. I couldn't get to sleep. And when I did, I kept dreaming I got this council house. And when I got there, it were a doll's house. Everybody could get in it except me. Oh, talk about weird. I woke up shouting once.
Hey, are there any developments about your house?
Not a thing. I'm still there. I've not heard a dicky bird from rat-faced Baldwin.
Happening is going to make you a present of it. You know, for,
Don't say it.
I think you might hear from him today.
How's that?
Well, according to any bishop, he's coming round here.
Well, if he tries getting in that house, I'll rearrange his face for him.
Ooh.
Mind you, he'd probably thank me for that. Put that on slate, Rini.
Okay.
See you.
Shh. Do you think Mike might try to get her out of the house?
I'm sure he will.
Can't Deirdre do some paperwork?
With a new baby to look after?
Well, she could do it at home, couldn't she, while Tracy's snoozing? I mean, we don't want your missus turning into a vegetable in that flat.
It's not a bad idea, that. I'll put it to her.
And if she's agreeable, does that mean I can get lock on my door change quicker?
I shouldn't think so. You'll still be way down my list.
And I hope your rotten rabbit dies too, Langton. But I'll tell you summat, if I do get the old heave-o from number 5, guess whose door I'll come knocking on?
I've already tried sidling another bird in at home. Deirdre won't hear about it.
I'm off.
Oh, you've done everything, have you? The stairway, the hallway, the steps. Don't you go shirking because Mrs. Walker's away.
I've done everything, Betty Turpin. It's like a new pin through there. Any road you'll easy tell, because it's the direct opposite of what your house is like.
Oh, that blasted woman. Oh, and that swearing away.
Well, I'm waiting.
Well, I might ask you the same question.
I live here.
Oh, I heard different. I understood you'd left.
Hey? You saw me coming out of this door this morning.
Ah, that was this morning.
Come on, Hilda. What's going on?
Well, I'm here in my capacity as a cleaner to tidy this place up. Looks as if it needs it and all. Oh, I've got authority.
What authority?
Oh, never you mind.
What authority, Hilda?
Well, from Mike Baldwin.
Is he up here already?
Well, I've not exactly seen him.
Well, where exactly did you get this authority?
A note delivered to me personal by one of his staff.
This morning?
About an hour since.
And what does it say, this note?
Well, just what I said it said. Have to clean up in here.
Come on, let's have a look at it.
I'll read it to you if you like.
Oh, come on, let's have a look. I can read, you know.
Oh, no. No, this note's my authority. I don't want you stuffing it in your mouth and eating it.
Read it then, Hilda.
Dear Mrs. Ogden, I wonder if you could do me a personal favour. As you may or may not know, Miss Lynch has left my house in number 5 Coronation Street, and it has been empty for some days. I wonder if you could just tidy the place up, dust round, etc. I'll be in touch later when I can get away from the office. If it meets with your approval, this could be a permanent position. I shall be needing a cleaner. Yours sincerely, Mike Baldwin. Now, what's that if it's not authority?
He must have known I was still here. Ernie Bishop or anybody could have rung him and told him. It's just a try-on. He's just putting pressure on me. Well, he's picked the wrong cookie. Oh, yes. Hilda?
What?
Shift as much as one speck of dust and I'll kill you.
Don't look as if he's coming in.
There's still time yet.
Seems a funny way of spending your day off just hanging about in here.
Well, I've naught better to do.
Suit yourself.
I intend doing. What's biting her?
I don't think she'd like it if I told you.
3 guesses, and every time it'll be Baldwin.
Yeah, you won't be far wrong, love.
Well, we tried to warn her, tried to tell her it'd all turn to tears, but would she listen?
Do you ever?
No, because we've all got a blind spot about fellas. It's like part of us brain doesn't work. It's an actual deformity. It is really. Am I seeing you tonight?
I'll think about it.
You're a louse. Listen, if you bump into Mavis, you've not seen me.
Taking her out again, are you?
So?
So, he's taking her out again. Good afternoon, Mr. Baldwin.
Hi, buddy.
Hello.
Give us a scotch, will you?
A scotch.
Lynn?
No, not for me, thanks. I got work to do.
Haven't we all?
I haven't seen you around much here lately.
Had to go to London for a while, a couple of problems. All sorted now.
Oh, wish mine would. Anyway, see you.
Yeah, see.
Hey, Ella. Thank you. Thank you.
That's good.
You've got a bloody nerve.
Pardon?
You know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't.
Using Hilda Ogden to try and get me out.
Using who?
It'll take more than a broad hint to get me out of there. I thought I'd made that very clear.
Oh, still in number 5, eh?
You know damn well I am.
Heard you gone.
Liar.
That's what I heard.
I've told Hilda never to show her face in that house again. And the same goes for you, too. Understand?
Not very nice out, is it?
No, not very, no.
I hope you've not run out of cheese and onion again.
No, actually, look, I want a word.
Have you seen the condition of these dogs? These fellas look as if they got the means.
What does it matter you're only playing yourself?
What a pub, one set of flipping darts.
Go down to over 60s Club, Albert. You'll get a game down there.
Not likely I'm not going to play with that lot of old codgers.
Oh, give over whinging, Albert. I'm sorry, Reen. What were you saying?
Well, it's about the flat.
Oh, yeah.
Well, actually, I've been giving it a little bit of thought, and you would be company for me, Bet. Nights down there are sometimes a bit lonely, so why don't we forget the £2 and you come and move in with me, eh?
Honest?
Yeah, honest.
This afternoon?
Yeah, you can come this afternoon.
Reen! Oh, you've made a young girl very happy. Fred, did you hear that? Reen says I can have corner shop flat.
Oh, smashing, Bet. You needn't move into that one in Waterloo Place now, eh?
Oh, no, I needn't.
Gordon Bennett.
But excuse me, I've just got something to say to a certain rat-faced louse. I shall be vacating number 5 in precisely 1 hour, Mr. Managing Director, sir.
Fine, then.
And just one other thing. There are still some decent folk left in this world. They're not all money-grabbing pigs like you.
Good for you, Bet. What you say, Reenie?
Yeah. Thanks again for dropping rent. I'm glad I've got one real friend.
Yeah, well, love, don't go on about it, eh?
Hey, girls, I've been thinking, which one of you two Judies is going to walk me home? Only there's some very nasty old ladies waiting to clobber a poor unsuspecting young lad and rob him of his social security.
Do you all of a sudden have a blinding headache? I think I'll have an early night. You can take them bottles out with you for helping Bet move in.
Yeah, come on, Eddie, I'll let you out. Where's your lead?
I could stay the night for protection.
You'll be here in spirit on your way.
I've slept here before, you know, when Trisha and Gail had the place. Hey, that Gail done half snore.
A lively story.
I have.
Eddie, I'll give you piggyback downstairs.
Night, Dean.
Good night, Eddie, and thanks, love.
You're welcome. It's me good deed for the day. I'm still in the cubs, you know.
Yes.
Oh, Bet, when you get down in shot, will you unplug the heater, please?
Right, love. Thanks a million for all you've done today, Eddie. Borrowing that jalopy and helping me to move in here. It would have been murder on me tongue.
Anything for you, Bet. You're something special. I'm glad you're living here with Reenie. Didn't like you living with that little plastic gnome from the smoke. I can keep my eye on you here.
Night-night, love.
Night, Bet. Hey, and if you dream about me, make sure I have a good time, all right?
I promise. Night-night, love.
Night-night.
Yeah, everything's fine down here. How do you mean, pull plug out?
Just what I say. Pull the plug out. Have I not made it clear enough? I don't know how I can make it any clearer.
Well, that's what you told me to do when you went to bed last night. You said switch all lights off and unplug the heater.
The heater, not the freezer, for heaven's sake.
Well, how am I supposed to know which is freezer plug and which is heater plug?
It doesn't exactly take Starsky and Hutch to find out. You're full of the flex.
Oh, I'm sorry, Reenie. Is this a terrible soggy mess?
Well, it's not just that. I mean, it's the money involved. I've just had it restocked. There's over 100 quid worth of stuff in there.
100 quid?
More.
How much do you reckon's involved?
I don't know rightly until I've checked my invoices. Oh, about 120 quid's worth, I think. Oh, don't look so tragic. I'm insured.
You're insured? Well, why didn't you say?
Well, I'm vindictive. I like to see you sweat. Oh, no, honestly, love, I never give it a thought. You wouldn't know.
Well, how would I know? I'm ignorant.
Yeah, well, next time I'll take your ignorance for granted.
Well, do that in future. It'll save us both a lot of trouble.
Oh, you haven't done this business very long, have you, Miss...
Bradshaw? No, about a year.
And the freeze was included?
Yes, it was part of the fixtures and fittings. I took over the policy that they had with you, and I paid the premium and changed the ownership. It's all in order. I'm very particular about things like that. You can't afford not to be.
Yes, quite, but the point is...
Do you know, I must apologise for having to drag you out on a Saturday morning, but it was only last night that I pulled the plug out by mistake. Only I'm not very familiar with things electrical. Still, I have learned my lesson. I'll be more careful in future. It's a good job she's insured.
She's not.
Eh?
I am. This is the policy. I've paid the premium.
Yes, I know that, Miss Bradshaw, but I'm afraid you can't read the document very well.
Look, I am insured for damage and deterioration. That's what it says.
Yes, it is. Damage caused by a variety of conditions. For example, breakdown or burning out of any part of the refrigeration plant whilst in use, arising from either mechanical or electrical defects in the plant.
Yes.
Yes, but there are some exceptions.
Ah, exceptions. The get-out clause. There's always one.
Go on.
The company shall not be liable for loss or damage arising from damage, defects, defective insulation due to... Oh, no, that doesn't apply. Fire, flood, lightning, no, it's war, invasion, acts of enemy hostility, no...
Never mind, no. Go on with that bit.
Oh, civil war, rebellion, revolution, insurrection, military or usurped power.
You mean if she'd had a revolution, she'd not get no insurance?
Oh, no.
Look, if there'd been a revolution, I wouldn't have wanted any insurance. I'd be far too busy running. Come to the point, please.
The company shall not be liable, etc., due to the willful act or willful neglect of the insured.
The insured being me.
The neglector being me.
Well, you did pull the plug out, you've just admitted it.
Not on flaming purpose, and it certainly wasn't willful. I mean, I didn't know what I were doing. I didn't even know which rotten plug it were.
Oh, I appreciate that, but the fact remains that it was simply an act of carelessness which caused the goods to be spoiled, and as such, the company cannot be held responsible.
So you won't pay?
Ah, well, it's not up to me, Miss Bradshaw.
Oh, go on then. Hide behind the company's skirts. They won't pay.
I'm afraid not.
Nothing.
The only advice I can give you, Miss Bradshaw, is to be more careful in the future.
Yes, and read all the other flaming policies for get-out clauses.
Fact of life.
Do you know, I'd like to teach him a few flaming facts of life. Oh, Reen. Oh, that money. That were quick.
Always was quick, especially on my feet.
I don't remember inviting no visitors.
I'm not a visitor, I'm a guest. Baldwin's the name.
Oh, I remember. The Mr. Baldwin. The one who makes his own rules. The fella that walks into your life, blows a hole a mile wide and walks right out again.
Bet I didn't come here for a row.
You won't get one. You won't get anything because you're not stopping.
Peace offering?
You think that's all it takes?
Oh, well, we'll call it a flat warming prison, eh?
Right. Thanks very much.
Don't you want me to stop and help you drink it?
Sorry, Mike. It's over. You finished it, I didn't. And now I'm going to pick the bits and pieces up and get on with my life. You know where the door is.
See you then, Beth.